Welcome back, YouTubers, to another Q&A with the British Fist, hey?
Ka-ching.
Yeah, of course. Now we've hit 300 subs, we're going to continue doing these Q&As, so continue to get your questions in, of course. I am Mr. Parkin! And this guy sitting next to me, he is the awesome one, not The Miz, no, not Alex Riley, it's NJ!
What's up?
More awesome than those two put together, mate, if I'm in my honest opinion. You guys can subscribe to us up above, of course, like this video. Questions. Just keep posting your questions. We love answering your questions.
And be sure to contact us in the links in the description box below.
Yeah, if you want to ask us some questions. Yeah, which you should do, because we love answering them. Where better to start, really, than Chase Oliver 68, who asked us 3 questions. The first, Fortune 5. The first question he asked us was, do you know any current European indie talent looking to make it in the WWE? And as far as we're concerned, no, we haven't really checked out the indies too much yet. We've started watching it, but just not that much to know of any proper European talent. So at the moment, we'd have to say no. Unless, do you have anything to say, NJ, here?
No, just no.
No, just no. If there is any European talent trying to make it into WWE, good luck to you. It's a hard drive. How long do you think Randy Orton's current title reign will go for?
Well, we're recording this before Capital Punishment, and with this concussion he's got, we're not sure if he's going to drop the title to Christian because of this concussion, or if he's going to still be the champ
for the next 10 years.
But if he does win, I expect it to go on for a couple of months, just while other superstars, wrestlers I like to know them as, are growing into the WWE.
Yeah, I think, to be honest, Orton's title reign will probably keep going until they bring back Batista or Chris Jericho, in my opinion. They haven't really built anyone up on SmackDown well enough to win that title yet, believably. So it'll go on for a while until WWE finally find the right guy, which will probably be in the next year. I don't know. WrestleMania, who knows? They'll probably do the same thing with Cena as they're doing with Orton at the same time.
There are other wrestlers that might have the chance of being up there, but while the roster's not quite adding up, it's going to be a while. Yes.
Especially on SmackDown, of course, as we saw in a video we did a while back. Next question was, do you feel Cody Rhodes is a world champion in the near future? In the near future, yes. I do see him as a kind of guy you can hold the belt for like 1 or 2 months. Not as a top guy, but definitely a guy who could hold the belt.
Well, let's go with the question. You said in the near future. The way I look at Cody, I see him getting more contenders, but I do not see him becoming a champ in the near future. I think he'll be involved with the title, but not get it just yet.
Yeah. Okay. I definitely see Cody Rhodes as future world championship material, though. In the main event, definitely. Maybe not a top guy, like I said, but definitely in that main event. Above upper mid card / main event kind of level.
Yeah, that's
right. The next question we have is from Brian Nelson. He asks us, if TNA's Beer Money and Ring of Honor's Kings of Wrestling had a feud, how would you book it? Now, the first thing we'd have to do here is try and get them on the same show.
Yeah, which at this moment in time, it's not going to be the right time because they're all doing their own thing and their own shows, so not yet.
But if we were going to do it, let's just say we were going to do it, we'd probably have Kings of Wrestling invade TNA, seeing as TNA is the sort of more well-known brand, so to speak. And then just we've done this with a lot of tag teams. This is usually how they do it. Get them to screw Beer Money out of the championship or something. And then they can have their own little feud, and then they can fight over the tag team belts later on.
That would be the simplest way of doing it, just to like get Beer Money's attention, get them ready to fight, then yeah.
And at the moment, we've also got this thing going on with Robert Roode's singles push being possible. Maybe work that in there as well, have Kings of Wrestling maybe beat Beer Money and Robert Roode and James Storm fall out or something. And then Robert Roode can then go off on his own. Maybe incorporate that into it. Who knows? It could be many different possibilities with 2 great tag teams. Probably the best tag team from TNA and one of the best tag teams from Ring of Honor. So you could do a sort of best of.
I think that would work for them.
Yeah, definitely. Very good question there. The next question is from Tom Henry Elgie. Is The Undertaker going to retire next year in 2012? NJ?
Yes.
Is that what you got to say about that?
Well, the Taker's been getting worse as time goes on. His body's getting worn out, and I'm just thinking, if they are going to push him to one more WrestleMania, I think it'll be his last.
Well, it'll be 20-0, won't it? So by 20-0, it seems like a decent time to retire to me. I think he's already kind of semi-retired. He'll probably only ever come back for 1 or 2 matches, even if he does return at the moment. But he probably will retire in 2012 just because it's 20-0. It's a rounded number. Why not end it like that? The streak.
Well, if they do have another one, I'm not sure how Taker's going to look in the match. He might not be at his best because of the amount his body's worn out and that. So I'm going to say no.
Yep. Okay then.
Is he going to retire? Yes. Sorry.
Yes. So yeah, he's going to retire. Everyone's going to retire eventually, aren't they? Yeah. Anyway, the next question comes from YS of 0303 Awesome. How the hell do these people come up with such names like that? Why couldn't I have been this creative? Again, I say to myself, why didn't I create the channel name as British Fist? That's just me. He asks us, who do you think is the best in-ring performer in the WWE right now? And there's only one guy, really. Punk, yeah. CM Punk is by far the best in-ring worker. I could also say someone like Daniel Bryan. We know Daniel Bryan worked very well from his indie work. He's a great in-ring performer. But CM Punk, on the whole, I think is definitely the best in-ring performer. He
proves it in all his matches. I'm not saying other wrestlers don't prove how good they are, but there's just something about CM Punk.
Yeah, definitely one of the best. The great thing about CM Punk is not only is he a great in-ring performer, he incorporates psychology and all the typical heel tactics very well in his wrestling, which is why I prefer him over Daniel Bryan, who's more of a wrestler's wrestler kind of guy.
That's true. Yeah.
And also works well into WWE's entertainment thing. Not because they can't let him wrestle anymore. Unfortunately.
No.
The next question he said to us, this is going to be an interesting one, NJ. If you could make an Elimination Chamber of 6 divas, who would you choose? A very unique concept.
It is. So that could happen. They've had them in cage matches.
So now we're going to try and think of 6 divas.
Well, we'll do 3 each.
Okay, then.
I'll do my favourite one first, Beth Phoenix. Then it'll probably be... She's proven herself pretty well in the past, Natalia. And then if Awesome Comic could try and make a name of herself, I guess she would be a third.
Yeah. For me, because you've taken the 3 I was going to say anyway, but that's probably why you went first, wasn't it?
A little bit.
Cheeky.
I want to get my main one.
Alright then, okay. I'm trying to think. Okay, I'll probably have Melina in there, because I know she's a decent wrestler.
She is.
Personally, I'd have Gail Kim, because I know she's a very accomplished wrestler. WWE just aren't using her very well. And who else would I have in there? Someone like...
Yeah, see, the divas at the moment, none of them are actually proving themselves.
Alicia Fox, maybe? I'm trying to think of divas off the top of my head, really.
Well, the ones that are in it, I think... Oh, Tamina.
Tamina, yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Have Tamina in there.
There we go.
There's 6 divas for you. There's probably more we could put in there, but those are probably the 6 more accomplished female wrestlers we can think of at the moment. Because you need to be accomplished if you're going to be in an Elimination Chamber. That's all I can say about that.
Yeah, and at the moment, not many divas are proving themselves because the WWE are not booking them right. But,
yeah, true.
But we've named our 6.
Yep. The next question comes from Grinsky. Again, name. How do these people do it? I don't understand.
Unusual name, but it's good in.
Definitely. Grinsky asks us, do you think WWE will ever reveal who the anonymous GM of Raw is?
I'm going to say yes, but not anytime soon, because I think they're playing off this a bit longer until they actually find someone who it will be.
Yeah, and for me, they will in the future, I think, but only if the right person comes along. If it gets to the point where they can't really find the right person, they're probably just going to teeter it out, have the laptop get destroyed or something. I don't know, but maybe in the near future.
Because at the minute they're using this anonymous general manager pretty well, I think. Get involved now and again.
Yep.
Yeah, so I think so far they're doing it pretty well. And
then he also asked, who do you think the GM is?
Okay, I've already spoken about this past, but I think it's Jonathan Coachman.
Jonathan Coachman, eh? I don't know. Maybe Mick Foley now has left TNA. Stone Cold Steve Austin, possibly.
Well, I'm just trying to avoid it to pick. Who do we think? Like, we could give you a list, but if we have to narrow it down to just one person each, I'm going to say Coachman because he's a heel, and you can see this Raw General Manager doing heel-like stuff. He's always favouring the heels in most cases. And I think if John Coachman is going to come back, he's had management roles before, so it'll be a perfect choice.
I'll say Vince McMahon then. Just because I feel he's the kind of guy that would be in an authority figure. Just a guess. I'm not entirely sure. I just have to say Vince because, I don't really know who else it could be. It's a very, very good question, to be honest.
It is.
The next question comes from John Odewale. I can't say that name. I remember one of our previous Q&As and I couldn't say this damn name.
No.
I still haven't improved. And he said, basically the same question. Do you think the Raw GM could be Coachman? NJ, I'll let you answer this. He's thinking along the same lines as us. We've obviously got an NJ supporter here.
Good on you, mate. Good on you.
Do you think?
Yeah, we're both going to, like I've answered before, I think it'd be great for it to be Jonathan Coachman to come back, be the general manager, and go from there.
Sure thing. I don't think it'll be Coachman, but there you go. The next question we got is from Sheldon Fernandez off Facebook. We've got some Facebook questions here now, wicked. He said, if Jericho comes back, should he be heel or face? Now, we all know that Jericho is very adept whether he is heel or a face. I think it just depends on who he comes. You know, he might feud. If he feuds with Orton, he has to be a heel, right? Because Orton's a face for some fucking stupid reason.
That is true. The way Jericho's been talking, he wants to improve his character, change it. So I think as he's left as a heel, he'll come back maybe as a face. It might not last long like last time, but I think he should come back as a face and just go from there.
Yeah, I do think at the moment WWE do lack main event baby faces, especially on SmackDown where we've only really got Randy Orton. But Jericho's best work is as a heel, I think. His best work is probably as a heel. He can work as a face, but it's not like CM Punk. CM Punk was good as a face, but it's just better as a heel, and WWE just have to keep it that way. So I'd say come back heel, especially if he's going to feud with Randy Orton on SmackDown, which could be the case.
Well, if he comes back as a heel, I think it's doing WWE no favours. He should come back as a face, because obviously SmackDown need faces.
There's reasons for both, really. Yeah. It just depends what WWE want to go with in the long, short term, really. The next question we have is a Twitter question. NJ, because you're a regular user of Twitter, could you read this question out and the person who sent it?
Okay. Shane McWWE, or known as James Coyle, asked, why isn't SmackDown live? It just doesn't make sense. And when you look at SmackDown, they have wrestlers there that are probably just starting off, or wrestlers that need to prove themselves a bit more. So if they're going to make mistakes, or they're going to need more training and that, SmackDown's better not being live in some cases, because it gives them the chance to make mistakes but get covered up.
It is the B show, and I do think it's something that WWE have done to save money as well. Because if they do a taping, it's less expensive if they tape it rather than if they go live, and then they need all the equipment and everything. So I think it's another way. It's another way WWE have kind of like gone to cut back on money. I think, but also your point is valid. It's for editing and for wrestlers coming through, because we all know the SmackDown is the kind of show where you really want to see the young talent wrestle in the matches, and it's pretty much known. It's pretty much known for its wrestling, SmackDown.
That's true. And what I will say is that you say it doesn't make sense. I'm going to give you that, because if they had it live, there won't be spoilers.
Yes.
People maybe tune in more to see what does happen.
Just don't have it on a Friday night when everyone goes out.
No, but
Thursday or something. Compete with Impact. That would be interesting.
Well, I'll say, to be honest, I think it's got its good reasons to be live, and it has its good reasons to be not live.
Yeah, so. I agree with you there. I'd rather it not be live, but I'd rather it be live. Sorry, but I suppose what WWE just got to do what WWE got to do. I think good time for us to cut this Q&A off.
Yeah,
13 minutes in. Make sure you continue to send in your questions. Like we said before, we've now hit 300 subscribers, and instead of just doing a new one, we're going to carry on doing this Q&A series. As we we love answering your questions. We love doing these videos.
And what I will say is that so far we've been asked some good questions, and it's gave us time to think and give our answers back to you. But what we'd like to say is, if you bring in more questions, we'll give you a shout out like we have, and we'll answer your questions as the best we can. Yeah, and try and send us some different questions in as well, because we want an array of questions, whether it's WWE, TNA, maybe even some general questions. I'd still answer those. Because the thing is, YouTube and Twitter and Facebook are not just to ask us questions, it's to get to know us. So if you do have any questions about us personally, ask them and we'll do our best to answer them. Sure thing. And what better way to end this, eh? Yeah, send it here. Right then, once again, guys, thank you very much for watching. Keep posting your questions in the comment section below. Thank you very much for watching once again, and goodbye.